Good morning, students. Let's begin our social science class. In continuation of history, chapter Globalization and the Indian economy, today's contents step to attract foreign investment, negative impact of globalization, and the struggle for a fair globalization. Let's begin. Step to attract the foreign investors. In the recent years, the Indian government taken some special step. What are these? First, the government has set up industrial zones called special economic zones, says provided world class facilities, electricity, water, roads, transport, storage, recreational and educational facilities to the company, those who are going to start their setup in India. Companies who set up production units in SAYS do not have to pay taxes for an initial period of 5 years. And third, the government has allowed flexibility in the labor laws to attract foreign investment. Flexibility of the labor law means when companies need the work, then that time they allow workers to work under them, and when there is no work, they ask them to fire. So this is flexibility of the labor law. Now we are going to discuss the negative impact of globalization. In previous video, we have already discussed the positive impact of globalization. Every coin has two sides, and so does globalization. It has been very beneficial for large producers and well off consumers. But it has played a very negative role for some sections of society. For small producers and workers, globalization did not work for their benefits. For a large number of small producers and workers, globalization has posed major challenges. In book, read case study Rising Competition. The case study main person Ravi. Impact of globalization on small producers. Globalization has increased competition among producers. Since MNCs have a lot of money, they can produce in large scale and sell products at lower rates. Many small producers do not have this much wealth, so they cannot cut down the cost of product, so they are not able to compete with large producers. Batteries, capacitors, toys, tires, dairy products, and vegetable oil are some examples where the small manufacturers suffered due to competitions. Many small producers has had to shut down their business and many workers became jobless. So these were the negative impact of globalization on small producers. Now we are going to see the negative impact of globalization on workers. Large MNCs order their production or product from Indian exporters. Many MNCs have given orders to those producers who provide the cheapest product. To get large order, many Indian garment exporters reduce labor cost. Earlier workers were hired on a permanent basis, but now they are hired on a temporary basis. This will save the cost as the producers don't have to pay for the whole year. Now the workers have to work for a long working hours. During peak seasons, the workers have to work in night shift also. The wages of workers are also very less, so to have an extra income, they have to do overtime. Workers are denied their share of benefits by globalization. The benefits of globalization will be shared better when it will be fair. So, we are going to discuss how we make globalization more fair. The government can make policies which protect the interest of both rich and poor. So this is the first step. If government make policy that protect the interest of both rich and poor, so the condition will change. The government can ensure that labor laws are properly implemented and the workers get their rights. This is the second step to make globalization fair. It can support small producers to improve their performance by providing them with loans, subsidies, etc. This is the third step taken by the government to improve the condition of workers. The government can use trade and investment barriers so that foreign companies cannot enter local market. This is the third step taken by government to make the globalization more fair. It can also align with other developing countries with similar interests to fight against the domination of developed countries in the WTO. This is the fourth point considered as to make globalization more fair. Question related to the topics: how is the government of India trying to attract more foreign investment? Explain with example. You are going to illustrate 3 points in uh, the SAYS, special economic zones. Mention three negative impact of globalization on a small producer. You are going to go and explain the point small producer with the help of example of capacitor or battery or tires or food item, how the MNC control on the smaller producers. And then workers, 3 points. What factor will help towards fair globalization? Any 3 point you can write with the help of NCRT book. Always read NCRT book for the preparation of objective question answer. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.